Hey, what's going on guys? I'm Aspect and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. We're here ranking Overwatch characters in a tier list, and keep in mind this is my opinion and your guys' suck. Without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome everybody, Overwatch tier list. First thing to make clear, this is not a current season thing. This is just all time and how I think they rank off of, how they've been over time overall, If they've changed drastically over time, they might go down. If they've always been pretty good, then maybe they'll hit the S tier. Ana. Dude, Ana has been solid. Like, you never really think of the past, and you've never seen Ana get, nerfed. But, as a character herself, she's good, but she's not S. Well, I'm going to put Ana at a solid A tier, and I think Ana mains out there will agree that this is a solid place to put her. Ashe. Ashe is definitely a new character, and definitely gonna be hard to place. Ashe has had a lot changed to her. Sometimes they're really good, sometimes they're really bad. But as a character, not thinking about changes, to be honest, I also think Ashe is in the A tier. And why I say that is, Ashe is, can be pretty easily countered. Just the normal 200 health. Her ult isn't really that... Like, Bob is good, but, it doesn't compare to some other DPSs. But Ashe is still a great character, so she definitely goes behind Ana. I think Ana's a little bit better. Baptiste. Also a relatively newer character. I love Baptiste, personally. I play a lot of DPS, which probably explains why. But, I feel like Baptiste is just... he's His healing is decent, but, it doesn't compare to, like, a Moira healing or maybe even Ana healing. I feel like you have to be a really good Baptiste player to be really good and for him to be, useful. Like, I don't think you could use Baptiste as, like, a silver or a gold player, but I could be proven wrong. This is a hot take, but I think Baptiste is probably in the B tier. Bastion? I was dared to get the gold gun for him, and I did. But, I think Bastion, all memes aside, I think he's actually a really fun character to play. Not only because, you just rip apart people and tear through their shields and stuff, but, I just think he's a kind of a simple concept. It's fun to play. In terms of the ladder, if you're like Bastion Man, you can flank and do that. It's pretty good, but he is hard to learn. If you want to be at a high skill competitive level, he's hard. And you guys might be thinking, how is Bastion hard? You hit shift and you spray. But you might be blinded. But I'm gonna put Bastion in a B tier. Brigitte. Dude, if Brigitte had a current placement, it would be there, bro. Brigitte is so bad right now. Old Brigitte, though, S tier in my opinion, dude. Everybody hates Brigitte. Why? How do you hate Brigitte? Get good. Brigitte is a good character. Brigitte is a fun character. If only she still was. Why would you get rid of her armor? I don't care how annoying people thought it was. That was the only thing that made Brigitte from a D to like an A or even an S. But since about half of her lifetime in this game was here and about half of her lifetime was the game is here, I think it's fair to put Brigitte in like the mid B tier. Doomfist, oh my god. When I tell you I love Doomfist with a passion, I'm not lying, because Doomfist is just, in my opinion, one of the coolest concepts of a character out of almost all of these. Doomfist, if you can get good at Doomfist, you are a danger to the enemy team, bro. It's crazy. Doomfist is so powerful. Obviously on defense, he's not the best. Against a Pharah, he can't really do anything, or an Echo or whatever. But, Doomfist, in my opinion, deserves an A tier. Because Doomfist is just cool. Doomfist is cool. D.Va, I kind of hate D.Va. I'm just gonna be honest. D.Va is like just so boring. Like, I'm a sucker for like cool concepts of characters. Like basic boring characters, they're just not fun to me. But D.Va, is almost the epitome of boring, in my opinion. You know, having a good diva is good and all, but you know, I just feel like it's so repetitive. Especially, like, even to the fact that she doesn't reload, you know, just bum 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 while you're shooting. Her ultimate is hard, and it's good if you can get it right, but at the competitive level, you know, if you have good tanks, like, nobody's ever gonna die from it. Plus, it takes forever to charge up. And I also despise her, like, remeching thing. When you die to it, it makes me want to punch my screen. I'm gonna put Diva in Seer. I'm sorry. Echo, the newest character in Overwatch 1. You know, people say that Echo is the best character in the game because she's literally every character. But the problem is, that would be a true statement if you know how to play every single character in the game, you know? And there's 32 characters, you know, that's what I think is hard. You know, Echo, by herself, without her ultimate, is pretty cool. You know, her little laser beam gets kind of annoying, especially if the enemy team, or if you're really good with it, it melts. But, you know, Echo's concept I really like, actually. But, yeah. The ultimate is another tricky one to use. I think I'm going to put Echo, you know, I think I'm going to put her above Brigitte here in the B tier. Genji. Oh my god, here we go. The character I have the most hours on. You guys can say I have no life. You guys can say I don't shower. But I don't care. Genji is amazing. You know, I don't even have to think about this S. This is my personal opinion, so you guys who say he belongs in, like, C or D, you guys can screw off, bro. This is my opinion. Genji, easily an S series. Wrecking Ball. Oh, honestly, probably one of the newer considered characters also. You know, Wrecking Ball is an interesting one. I personally love Wrecking Ball. You know, I think he's so fun, but you know, about 99.9% of the community despise this little rat in the ball. But to be fair, even though I just said like 5 minutes ago that this is my opinion, I gotta take into account other people's opinion, because if I wanted to, I could put, you know, a really, you know, character who's been bad for quite a while at S tier just because I like playing them. I gotta be kind of real here, and I gotta put a Hamster, you know, maybe above Bastion, but in the solid B tier, you know. If my opinion, again, I'd probably put him A or S, but, you know, Hamster, great character. Hanzo, I'm going back to my opinion. Hanzo is the most annoying character in this entire game. I hate Hanzo. I hate him with all of my life. There's literally no, like, defense you can play against Hanzo if you're just ISOing. If you're just, you know, if it's just a 1v1, you don't have a shield on your guy, you die. You can't do anything. He's just such an annoying character. Get out of here. You know, Hanzo mains, you guys can do some crazy stuff and shoot from one spawn to the other spawn, but I don't care. I hate you. Junkrat, bro. I love Junkrat, and so does like 99% of the community. You know, one of those OG characters, you know, so easily counter, but so freaking good. This is a Overwatch character. You know, nobody is gonna hate on Junkrat because, you know, you start playing, I don't know, Reaper or Soldier, and you're like, man, this Junkrat's good. Let me just switch to Fire, and I can kill him. That is what Overwatch needs to do. They need players that can be countered, but are still good. That is what the game's all about. Easy S tier. Lucio. Now, I said this earlier, I really don't play much support, and I never really have. Maybe 10 hours on support just off doing placements and, you know, maybe now and then playing a support game. But when I tell you, when I have a blast on Lucio whenever I play him, I mean that so literally. I think Lucio could be better if his healing, you know, was better. You know, it's good that he can, you know, heal a bunch of people at once, but, you know, it's not really that fast. You know, booping people super fun. I love playing Ilios with Lucio if I get the chance. So yeah, I think Lucio goes in a solid A tier. Cassidy. It's McCree. Get out of here with Cassidy. I hate people. I hate when I load into my Overwatch game ready to have some fun, and I hear someone call this man Cassidy. It's McCree. I don't care what the voice actor did to other people. It's McCree. All name crap change beside, McCree's like an A tier. You know, McCree, he's one of those characters, you know, he's a little annoying at times, especially around like tank or something, but you know, he's also pretty easy to kill with other heroes, which makes him sort of like Junkrat, you know? Like, he's been in the game for so long. He's such an iconic character. Easily countered, but really good, you know, against a Pharah or an Echo. But, you know, I don't think he's as, you know, good as Junkrat or Genji. I can see him, like, right here. You know, I don't think he's as good as Doomfist. I don't think he's as good as Ashe. I think he's just, you know, right in the mix. Mei. Mei's such a hard one, because, you know, there's only a select few that actually play Mei. I don't play Mei much myself, just because I'm not really that good with Mei, but, you know, her Ice Wall's super good. You know, her freezing, her Ice Gun can do a lot of damage. But, yeah, I have a lot of respect for Mei players. You know, I think she's right about here, you know. You know, if the on release of Mei, she's right here. You know, prime Mei, when she's like, you know, got some good updates. Maybe she's like here, but, you know, all time, she settles in B. Mercy is another one of those just amazing characters like Junkrat. You know, Mercy, good healing. You know, her ultimate used to be crazy. And for some of those, you know, newbie Overwatch players that, you know, may have just gotten the game, her ultimate used to literally res everyone that was dead. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like I kind of like her new ultimate a little better, you know? I don't think it's as OP. You know, you used to get play of the games as Mercy literally every game. You know, Mercy's just a perfect character, super easily counter. You know, she's not, she doesn't really do much damage. You know, her gun does a little bit, but, you know, I dare say Mercy's an S tier. Moira is top 3 of one of the most hated characters ever. When I'm playing Overwatch and I see a Moira on my team, it's a hit or miss, because they're either just entirely DPS, or, you know, they're healing, do a little DPS, or they just do all heals. But, you know, it's sad to say, but I do think Moira's in that C tier just from, you know, her legacy. You know, not a lot of people still to this day just despise seeing a Moira on the other team. Orisa. Man, I wish I could say more people play Orisa. You know, she's so innocent. Nothing's ever really been done to Orisa. She's a good character. You know, there's some points where, you know, there was a period of time where Orisa Hog were a good combo. I loved that period of Overwatch. I think Orisa, you know, falls under this B tier again, you know? Orisa is just so, like, fine. She's never really been overpowered, never really been really bad. She's just always been, you know, kind of in that middle section, you know? I can't speak. Pharah. Another, you know, I think she came out on release of the game. You know, been changed here and there. I love Pharah. You know, as much as I say, you know, I'm a sucker for concepts, you know, Pharah's so simple that I like Pharah. Easily. You know, it can get annoying if they have double hit scan and they're lasering you down, but, you know, Pharah's a good character, especially if you get good with Pharah. If you can learn how to, like, hit people while they're in midair and get body shots, you know, Pharah is super good. And just off of respect and just of how, you know, long she's been in the game and how respected she is, you know, I think she deserves over McCree. Reaper. I'm not a big fan of Reaper, but I also don't mind him. You know, he is probably top 5 most annoying characters to go up against. I'm sure if I played tank the most, I would instantly go here, but I don't. You know, I play a lot of hit scan, I play a lot of Genji, so, you know, I play a lot of people that counter, you know, Reaper, like, pretty well. Man, I don't know. I want to put him in the B tier, and I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to put him right there, because Reaper, you know, another OG, another really respected character in the Overwatch community. Reinhardt is so good. If you have a Reinhardt on your team, especially a good one, it's game over, bro. You see that gold gun, you know it's over. You have a great Reinhardt on your team who can average 5 players in their shatters every single time. Ryan's character is so cool. You know, he can literally force fire out of his hammer. You know, he can smash the ground and crack it. He can swing around with his hammer. He's got a big shield that has a lot of health. He's just a great character, you know. And, you know, get that Reaper, kill the Reinhardt. It's good. 100% of the community says that Reinhardt is an S tier. 100%. All of them. Roadhog. How do I feel about Roadhog? Roadhog is not one of my favorite characters, personally. I can never get the hooks right. You know, having a good Roadhog on your team is okay, I guess. But, you know, I just don't think he's that good, you know? His ultimate really isn't that good, unless you're, like, up close, it's really good. But, you know, I just feel like all around the board, he's just not that good of a tank. You know, I would rather have the Rein Zarya. You know, I'd rather have the monkey and the diva for dive. You know, I would rather have the Sigma Rhine. I would rather have a lot of stuff compared to a Roadhog. Early competitive seasons, you know, like the silver, gold, maybe plat area, a hog's good. Because, you know, most DPSs aren't that good. But I just feel like once you start getting into diamond, master, I just feel like he just, as he climbs, he slowly D-ranks in how good he is. So I'm going to have to put him in the C tier just over diva. You know, I think he almost earns that B spot. I think maybe if he gets, maybe in Overwatch 2, maybe he'll be an S tier. I don't know. But currently, he's just mid. Sigma. Another relatively newer character. I like Sigma. You know, you can hop on tank, play Sigma, and have a blast. You know, Sigma, cool concept of a character. Good character, especially if you can get, you know, if you can learn how to play him. He's pretty valuable. But, you know, if you maybe have, like, I don't know, like a Tracer on your team. Even just one character that doesn't really pair well with Sigma in terms of DPS, he's not really that useful in my opinion, but I respect him, so I'm going to put him at the end of B tier, almost A tier. I respect Sigma players. Have at it. Soldier is such a good character. You know, it's crazy to think that he used to not have, you know, the recoil. It's crazy to think that he used to just shoot straight. But, you know, I kind of like it. Because old Soldier was unbeatable. You could play a Soldier into anything. And you still can. You know, hit scans are one of those characters, you know, they beat other hit scans and they beat flying characters, you know. In this case, Soldier does a lot of damage. You know, he can melt down some tanks sometimes. You know, Soldier's a great character. And I dare say I'm going to put him at the end of A tier. Because I think he's almost iconic enough to be in that S tier. But he doesn't quite make the cut, but he's still a great character. Sombra. I'd be willing to bet there are less than 1,000 Sombra mains on this planet out of, I don't even know, 7 million people that have played Overwatch ever. And that's a problem. That's a huge issue. Sombra is so good. And I'm pretty sure there's some stat out there that if you have a good Sombra on your team, you have like an 80% win chance. That is insane. But hacking is just amazing. You know, the EMP. Probably top 5 best ultimate in the game. EMP. Maybe even top 2 or 3. And I'm going to put Sombra in the A tier for that. You know, I'm not going to put her over Ana just because, you know, the legacy, you know, if more people played Sombra, you know, she might even be S tier, but she, you know, she's not that common. So I'm going to put her over Ashe, and that's a crazy, in my opinion, I can't even believe I just did that. You know, there's like probably quintuple the amount of Ashe players as Sombra, but you know, Sombra's still way better in my opinion. Symmetra kind of falls under that Sombra category, but I do think Sombra is way more effective to have on a team than Symmetra is. Symmetra could even be mid, I dare say. And it can even be broken, which I think is crazy. But you know, just the amount of damage that she does to tanks is great, but anything else, it's kind of hard to use Symmetra. Across the board, I just think Symmetra is in the C tier. Torbjorn, biggest memes out of any character, maybe even surpassing Bastion. I don't know, but Torb is just underrated in my opinion. Torb is great. You know, the turret does, you know, some decent damage, good distraction. His gun does so much damage. There's not enough Torb players out there. You know, if you ever see someone get on Torb, if you're watching a stream or something, they just say, for the memes or whatever. Torb doesn't have to be a meme. Torb can be a great team player. You know, Torb's like almost like a little mini tank. He's got decent health, really good damage off his gun. And, you know, recently I think he's been getting, you know, buffed a little bit. Play Torb more. Torb is in the A tier. I'm putting him right there, right now. You know, I'm putting him above Lucio. Torb is a great character. Changed my mind. Tracer. You know, I dare say Tracer's in the S tier. And that's not just because she's like my second most played hero. But you know, Tracer's so iconic. Tracer's basically the cover of Overwatch. Tracer is why a lot of people may play Overwatch. And why Tracer is not only one of the coolest concepts, because she can literally like blink in time and recall herself into the past and play more. Great character. Widowmaker. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry, Widowmaker mains. You know, I've never really got on the Widowmaker train. You know, maybe I had some nights where I was, you know, clicking heads really well and I was getting a lot of headshots and getting a lot of kills. Maybe I'll play her for an hour or two, but you know, I can't stay myself playing. You know, I go insane playing Widowmaker. It's just zoom in, grapple, click head, place trap, click head. It's just so boring. And you don't even really go into the fight. You just kind of stay on the outside. You know, just be annoying. You're being that guy in any situation when you're playing Widow. And in my opinion, I think Widow is probably in the B tier only because, you know, she's pretty iconic. A lot of sweats play Widowmaker. You know, I think she deserves that B tier spot. Monkey. I love Monkey. Monkey is so cool. Monkey's an amazing character. So easily countered. So good at damage. Makes such good space. You know, I would put Monkey in S, but, you know, he really doesn't belong there. Let's be real. Monkey's not that good. Monkey is easily in the A tier, though. And I think I'm going to put him, you know, I think I'm going to put him, like, over Ashe. Like, right here. Zarya. I dare say I put her right next to Ryan just because of how good she is with Ryan, you know? Easy S tier, in my opinion. I don't play a lot of tank, but if I do hop on tank, you know, Zarya's probably my first option. Such a simple character, but such a valuable character. Pairing her with Ryan, it's unstoppable tank combo. And Zarya, crap ton of damage, really good defensive Overwatch player with her bubbles, and, you know, not has a lot of health, but has good health. You know, all she needs. Zarya's easy S. And here we come to the last. Zenyatta. Man, one of my really good friends is a Zenyatta main. He's got the Zenyatta gold guns. You know, he's loving life playing Zenyatta. I'll put his link in the description in the bio to his YouTube channel. You know, he doesn't post much anymore, but he plays Zenyatta. He's a really good Zenyatta. He's good at healing. The Discord is so valuable. I can't keep defending Zenyatta. Like, Overwatch just does Zenyatta so dirty in this game. You know, if Zenyatta was even just buffed in the slightest right now, he could be A. His healing is just so, like, not good. You know, Zenyatta, in my opinion, goes in the B tier. And do I think he's better than Brig? No. This is my Overwatch tier list. Let me know what you think in the comments. This is one of my first YouTube videos in a long time, and I'll promise I won't delete them this time. What do you guys think, though? I want to hear your thoughts. You know, this is honestly, you know, my opinion for the most part, but some of you guys might agree with me. Let me know what you think deserves to be in the S tier and what deserves to be in the D tier. Tell me what I did wrong. I'd love to hear your opinions. But I appreciate you guys for watching. This is basically my first video on this channel. And thank you for watching. More videos to come. And bye.